Sharks, welcome back to the channel. Joshua here, and in this video I want to talk to you about ball striking because it's one of the most important aspects of the game of golf, and it's something that I struggled with for years. My ball striking was very inconsistent and I never really felt like I had a methodology or approach to actually improve it. It was just one of those things that people said, like, oh, improve your ball striking. It's like, well, how do I actually do that? But over the course of a few years, I've really improved my ball striking, and I've done it through a somewhat unorthodox methodology that I want to share with you in this video because it's not something I see other people talking about, and I really want you to improve your ball striking because it feels good. I think out of all of the aspects of golf, when you can strike the ball really consistently and really pure, it just feels really good and it builds a lot of confidence in the rest of your game, and it's through that entire bag, striking the putter well all the way through to driver.
Yep.
So let's talk about the methodology. Firstly, let's define what ball striking actually is. Because if you say ball striking is the striking of the ball, it's like, well, that is true, but it's not the most versatile definition, and it's not really the most empowering definition. It's not something that we can really work with. That's just saying what it is. Instead, try this one on for size. You've got the club, you've got the ball, and you put these two together by themselves, nothing happens, right? So ball striking, the definition that empowers me, is the process of generating energy through the ground, through your body, and then directing it onto the ball at the right angle and in the right location to put force on it and make it fly. That's what ball striking actually is. That's kind of like the first principle. So when you're looking to improve your ball striking, there are three main factors, I believe, that you can work on to actually improve it. One is power generation, like how are you actually going to draw power, how are you going to use your body to bring it up into existence because it's dormant, and then you conjure it, right? That's what you're trying to do as you're moving. The second part is how can you improve accuracy, so how can you get this head square at impact whilst under the pressure of the power that you're generating. And then three, how replicable can you make that process, especially under pressure. You put all those three together, so you've got a lot of power, it's directed accurately, and you can do it on repeat. You're going to be a very good ball striker, and you're going to see your handicap tumble for obvious reasons. So the next layer is, how do we do that? How do we actually learn to generate more power, and how do we learn to be accurate with it, and how do we increase our endurance? Well, there are probably lots of ways to do it, and I'd be interested to hear if you have an approach. But for me, if you think about the action of a golf swing, we're transitioning like this, right? For a right-hander, I'm loading up and I'm transitioning through. What does this action remind you of? If I slow this down and I take it from the arms and I just bring it into here, what does this look like? Because for me, it's very similar to a punch, and I started hitting the bag about 7 years ago, the good heavy bag, not the bad one. And then about 3 years ago I installed this into my backyard, my back garden, and using the heavy bag consistently, especially in the off season, has exponentially improved my ball striking, and I can't recommend it enough for several reasons, and they align with what I've just shared. So we talk about power generation in the golf swing, and what a lot of people do, especially when they're starting out, is they try to use their arms. So they're like, basically in a golf sense, they're hitting the bag like this, right? So you can hear and you can see that this just doesn't matter how hard I try with just my arms, I'm not going to get that consistent strike. But when you start hitting the heavy bag properly, you'll realize that to generate more power, you actually draw it up from the ground through your legs, through your torso, and then your arms are the last crack of the whip, as it works. That is exactly how a whip works as well. And the bag will teach you this, because if you hit it properly, you can, and that's coming up through my right leg, you're going to hear the difference in the snap, and it's the exact same with a golf swing. So having this and learning how to actually generate more power with your body is just going to translate directly over. Equally, we spoke about accuracy, of actually converting that energy and putting it on the club face accurately to the ball. This is another great way to do it, because if you box inside range, meaning if I'm punching, my arm extends fully like this, right? If I punch inside of this, it doesn't matter again how much energy I get, I'm not going to get as much, and it's actually also going to hurt my wrist. You can break your wrists and your hands, you'll feel the pain when you try it. So what you've got to learn when you're doing the heavy bag is range control, and you're basically creating the mind muscle connection between the end of your glove and the tip of the bag, because you want that to be right on to hit it perfectly. You're going to learn that, and again, that's going to translate exactly to the golf swing, because you're just trying to square that face up on impact. So these are translatable skills. We've got a dog barking. And then finally, we spoke about a key element of ball striking being replicability, and like the endurance aspect. How many times can you do that same motion? And if you think about a regular round of golf, hopefully you should take in 80 strokes or less, 30 of which will be putts. So in terms of actual strikes of the ball, you may be getting 35, maybe 40 full strikes. The rest are going to be chips, right? So you're not going to really develop that too much except for over bigger samples. The same thing if you go to the range, even if you get 100 balls and you strike 100 balls, you're still only building that muscle by that much, right? Whereas with the heavy bag, you know, you come out here in 15 minutes, you could be hitting this bag hundreds of times with that same repeatable motion, right? If you're doing timed rounds and you're just constantly going, I've never actually counted, but it's way more than 100. So it's going to build your endurance really quickly, and at the same time teach you how to consistently generate power, consistently focus the power, and it's just going to be, I personally believe, really good for your development as a golfer. Even though these two activities may not traditionally go together, you ask me how to improve ball striking. Not sure how many people say buy a heavy bag and put it in your backyard and learn how to strike it, but for me it just makes total sense, right? I'm just repeatedly generating energy, controlling distance, and then building that endurance. You're also going to get the other intangible benefits of having a heavy bag, where it allows you to generate more aggression and then control it. So if you need to bomb a big 7-iron or a big 3-wood or whatever it is that you're doing, you can learn how to generate even more power and extra power for those specific scenarios. You're going to get the benefit of getting in better shape. I believe that it raises your T level as well, so there's like unlimited benefits. And for the price of putting one of these in, especially if you do your own rig, I just really think it's worth it. And my ball striking, I know in here, I've played with enough golfers and had enough feedback and hear it myself to be like, oh, this is happening for a reason. And I really do credit having a heavy bag for that. So if you want to become a better golfer and improve your ball striking, get yourself a heavy bag. Right, thanks for watching, much love, hit bombs, peace.